Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another meal prep / batch cooking video. In this week's video, we have a super easy yet super delicious, gonna keep your keto diet not boring kind of meal prep. So let's get in the kitchen and let's get started. All right, y'all, so we are gonna start off this meal prep with breakfast. That is 1 tablespoon of Kerrygold grass-fed butter. That is a half a head of cabbage, and I do end up using the other half a head. I'll show you. We are going to do lots of mushrooms, lots of green peppers, toss them in with the cabbage, and we are just going to saute that up right in that pan in the butter. So good, so delicious. Nothing like starting your day out with some nice wholesome veggies. We are going to season those up with a little bit of Mediterranean sea salt as well as some black pepper. And then we are just going to let, like I said, all of that saute together and get nice and soft. While that is sauteing, I went ahead and added 8 eggs to this mixing bowl, as well as around a half a cup of sour cream, a handful of cheese. Use whatever kind of cheese you want or whatever you have on hand, a little bit of pepper. Again, we're going to go in with a little bit of salt. Don't be afraid to season your food. And then probably around 2 or 3 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream. We are just going to whisk that all together. And then once all of those vegetables are sauteed, I added it to a very small casserole dish. And I just add it all to the bottom. I just use a small one because it's usually just my husband that eats breakfast in the morning. So that way it gives them about 4 servings for the week. And then I poured the egg mixture over the top of the vegetables. And we are going to bake that at 400 degrees for around 25 minutes. Obviously, every oven is different, so just watch yours. When it starts to get golden brown and it's not jiggly anymore, it is done. Pull that puppy out and you have an amazing breakfast for in the morning. Next up, we are going to prepare some proteins for the week. I like to have things like steak and hamburger, chicken, stuff like that, just readily prepared, so that way all I have to do is throw a really fast side dish with it and it's done. I'm going to marinate the meat. I'm going to put olive oil in there, Bragg's liquid aminos, Worcestershire sauce, and then seasoning. So Himalayan salt and black pepper. You can marinate your meats in whatever you want, however you want to do it. I'm sure it's going to turn out amazing. That's what I had on hand, so that's what I marinated mine in. So that was about a half a cup of olive oil. That was probably around 1/4 a cup to almost maybe 1/3 a cup of Bragg's liquid aminos, and then probably 1/4 a cup of Worcestershire sauce, some pepper, some salt. Be generous with the seasonings. And don't think that you're going to overdo it because, again, we're marinating it in this, so it's not going to all stick to the meat anyway. And then I just kind of rub that marinade into the meat, and then I make sure all of the meat is submerged into the marinade, and then I let that marinate for about 1 hour. I don't put it in the fridge or anything. I just leave it to room temperature, throw it on the grill. It is delicious. I cooked it for around 4 minutes, maybe 5 minutes on each side. It came out perfect. Obviously, you cook your meat however well done you guys like yours. Honestly, if you're going to have to reheat it, it's almost better to cook it a little bit rarer than what you would originally like. So that way when you go to reheat it in the air fryer or the grill or a pan or even the microwave, whatever, it won't be overcooked and dry. We are also going to cook up some hamburgers. We are going to grill them. I'm going to use that Badia Complete seasoning. That is a dirtier keto seasoning, so beware of your seasonings. They can be dirty keto as well. But I have it. I'm not going to waste it, so I'm going to use it. I must say it is delicious, though. So, again, cook your burgers however you like to cook yours. And I cook mine from frozen. You don't have to. Toss that Badia seasoning on there. These were about medium well done, but they were delicious. These types of proteins are just super simple to prepare ahead of time, and they give you the protein you need for the week. Next up, we're going to be making some beef sausage cabbage soup. So that is 1 pound of ground beef, 1 pound of sausage. Use whatever ground beef and sausage you prefer. And we are going to add all these ingredients. So that is 1 green pepper. That is the other half of that cabbage that I used in the egg. 1 can of Rotel, chili powder, garlic powder, oregano, cumin. We are going to use that entire 32-ounce container of that beef broth. We're going to throw in there some salt, pepper, and 1 can of tomato sauce. That's just the small little cans. I am making this into a crock pot meal. So after I browned the hamburger and the sausage, I just put it into a crock pot. I did spray my crock pot. I threw in all of those vegetables, that entire container of the beef broth. This is a really good soup. It gives you all the vegetables that you need. It gives you the protein that you need. And this is soup weather. I threw in that entire can of tomato sauce, the entire can of the Rotel, and now I'm just throwing in all of those seasonings. The only thing I measured was the chili powder, which I added an entire tablespoon. You can back that off if you think that's going to be too spicy. And then around 1 teaspoon of cumin. But add in the seasonings that you like and do it to taste. That's what I do. I love to taste my food while I'm cooking, so it's almost better to season it a little bit and then add seasoning later as needed, because you can always add more seasoning, but once you add the seasoning, you can't take it away. So I stirred that up really well, put the lid on it, and I just put that on low for 6 hours. That was how it came out. Again, this is such a hearty, wonderful meal for this time of the year. And look at all the healthy vegetables, the protein. Again, if you don't like it quite so spicy, you might want to back off on that chili powder just a little bit. Next up, we are making a very, very simple side dish, asparagus. I don't cut the ends off of my asparagus. I snap them, and wherever it breaks, that's where I just let it break, because they say that that's the part that you really don't want anyway. I'm just adding that Redmond's real salt. That is organic garlic pepper. Y'all, that is so good. And then I'm also pouring some avocado oil over them, and I am very, very generous with that seasoning. It's not going to be too salty, I promise you. It is delicious. It has several different seasonings in there. But I just soak all those flavors up with that asparagus, rub it in there, spread it out. I baked those at 425 for around 20 minutes, and obviously cook yours to how you like yours. I like the ends a little bit crispy. Ooh, they are so delicious that way. That is the best way to eat asparagus, in my opinion. Next up, we're making meatloaf. I like to use this beef, pork, and veal that I get at the local meat market here in Arizona. I use 2 pounds of that, and then around 3/4 to 1 cup of almond flour. You can use pork rinds, you can use whatever you want. I add in there 2 eggs, and then I like garlic, so I put in a couple of, I don't know, probably like a teaspoon of garlic, a handful of cheese. We're gonna go in with some Worcestershire sauce. Y'all, I'm not very good at measuring. I just throw things in. My apologies. That was a half of an onion, a half of a green pepper. I like to add in vegetables to my meatloaf, so we're getting in a little extra, and then you can kind of hide it a little bit. That was around a half a cup of barbecue sauce. I like to use that G. Hughes sugar-free barbecue sauce. I just get it at Walmart. And then we're going in with the Redmond's real salt. That is the organic garlic pepper. I have a link for this down in the description box below if you guys want to give this a try. Their prices are amazing for that huge container. The ingredients are super, super clean, and that particular one has a whole bunch of different seasonings in there. So it's seriously, that's the only seasoning I put into this meatloaf, and it was amazing. I did go back in with a little bit more cheese, and I just go in there with the creation that the good Lord gave me, aka my hands, and have at it. Just start mixing that up. I sprayed a small casserole dish, and that's how I cook my meatloaf, because I think it cooks quicker and easier in just a small casserole dish. So I baked it at 375 degrees for 35 minutes. Then I pulled it out, and I just went ahead and added some more of that sugar-free barbecue sauce to the top of it, and I spread it out. I basically basted the barbecue sauce onto the top of that, and that just is like the icing on the cake right there. That makes it even better. You could put, if you don't want barbecue sauce, you can put ketchup or whatnot. But I ended up putting it back in the oven at 425 degrees for around another 25-30 minutes. Again, obviously every oven is different. Check yours. But this makes 8 servings, and it was superb. And I mean superb. Add cheese into your meatloaf, y'all. It is a complete and total game changer. Next up, I was sent a food dehydrator from the company Elechomes. It's actually the same exact company that sent me the air fryer a while back. They wanted me to try this out and share it with you guys. So this is my very first time using this. I just cut up some strawberries. It says to cut up strawberries like around 1/4 inch thick. I think I actually cut them a little bit too thin. And I decided to do some lemons as well. So Celine is cutting up those lemons for me. And we only did a little bit for right now because, like I said, this is the first time we have ever tried it. And I wanted to try it out on camera for you guys so that way you guys can see how easy this was. So those are all the little racks. It actually came with even more racks than that. I will leave all the information on this in the description box below, but it has all those settings. It has a meat one, a fruit one, an herb, a vegetable, all kinds of settings, and it comes with that mesh as well. So that way you can just set that mesh right there on top of those racks. You don't have to use that mesh, however, you can if you're doing something small like strawberries and stuff. So we decided to use it so that way the strawberries wouldn't fall through. And we even used it on the lemons. I don't think you really needed to on the lemons, but we did. And we just lined all of that fruit up. We slid those little stinkers right into that food dehydrator. So simple, easy peasy. You literally, all you do, you shut the door. That little button was the on-off button. All we did is press the fruit button, and it automatically sets to 165 degrees for 8 hours. However, we did ours so thin, ours only took about 6 hours. If you do the thickness that it actually says, it probably would take between 8 to 10 hours. But that is so cool. I love the door. I love how it's glass. I love how you can see in there, and I love how it automatically sets the time for you. And then it came with like this little booklet. Look, it even shows the fruit there. It shows the fruit, the meat, the herbs, vegetables. It's so exciting. And then it has the silicone gloves that you can grab, obviously, when it's done so you don't burn yourself. Those little trays are like fruit little trays. You can do like little fruit roll-ups, but it has, you know, everything that comes in there, dehydrator trays, top trays, fruit roll sheets. That's what those sheets were called. The little mesh screens, the silicone gloves. So cool that it comes with all of that stuff. You don't have to buy it extra. It also gives you like a food dehydrator chart. So whatever fruits or vegetables or whatever food you're wanting to dehydrate, it tells you exactly how to do it. It tells you if you have to do like a color protection. It tells you if you have to blanch anything. So, I mean, this is such a cool product. I'm not affiliated with them. It shows you how to dehydrate fruit rolls. It gives you beef jerky recipes. Like I said, I'm not affiliated. I'm just so excited, and I'm very thankful to this company that they shared their products with me to share with you. But there they are in there. They gave me a 40% discount to share with you guys. I will have all the information in the description box below. That's what they look like when they came out. You guys, oh my gosh, all I can say is delicious, delicious, delicious. I mean, you could make beef jerky, you could dehydrate peppers, you know, you could dehydrate whatever you want, put them in a jar, and it's like you're preserving them. But that's what they look like. You guys, those strawberries didn't last a hot minute, to be honest with you. We need to make more. And the lemons were delicious. They were sour, but boy, were they good. I do want to share this deal from Perfect Keto with you guys as well. They came out with a new flavor of collagen. It is their peanut butter. That is their macros if you guys are interested. They always have clean ingredients. Perfect Keto is known for their clean ingredients. It has their benefits on there as to what collagen is good for. But can I tell you, I gave this a try. Holy guacamole, this was so good. You know what would be really good is to take the peanut butter collagen and the chocolate Equip protein powder, mix them together. It'd be like a Reese's. So I added a cup of almond milk. I just used the Kirkland almond milk that I get from Costco. I added a scoop of the peanut butter collagen to that. This was the first time I ever tried this. And can I just say, I was absolutely not disappointed. This was delicious. So they do have a deal going on, and when you buy 2, you get 15% off. 3, you get 20% off. 4, you get 25% off. That applies to all of their collagens and MCT powders, because their MCT powder also came out with a peanut butter flavor. This is going on from now all the way through December 21st. So don't sleep on this one. But I also wanted to show you how I prepare some of my meal prep ideas. So that is obviously the meatloaf, and then easy side, you guys. That's why I like to prepare the proteins, because sides can be so simple. That was just frozen green beans. I threw not even a teaspoon, probably a half a teaspoon of green beans on there, and then that was it. That's my side. I throw it in the fridge. It's ready for my lunch. All right, y'all, so that is going to conclude this week's meal prep. Like always, I hope it gave you inspiration and motivation to meal prep for yourself and your family and get into the kitchen and get to cooking. But before I let you guys go, I wanted to mention to you guys, so many of you guys have reached out to me, and I appreciate every single one of you guys. I've been off of YouTube now for about 2 or 3 weeks, almost 3 weeks. And I will come back on here and explain where I was, why I had to take a little bit of time off, all that good stuff. It won't be next week. Next week is Christmas week, and I am going to enjoy the holidays with my family. I'm going to take that week off. So this is the last video through Christmas, and then after Christmas, the week after Christmas, all of my videos will be back to normal, and I will do a video explaining where I was, what happened, the whole 9 yards. But for now, I hope every single one of you guys have an amazing holiday. Merry Christmas. I love every single one of you guys. Thank you for all of your support, and thank you so much for just all the love that you guys show me. Like always, I am praying for you, your family, and your country. Thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate every single one of you guys, and don't forget to go out there and make today even better than yesterday, and I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye. On my own, but I don't know why you hit the road, but you don't realize I won't look back when you're around. I won't think twice when